2018. What a fantastic year. A year full of new experiences, new journeys, and new friendships. One of my favourite years to date for sure. Although we did end the last few hours of 2017 at Warburton, we started the new year at Home Sweet Home, where we watched the Melbourne fireworks from our very own balcony. Started the year by taking the family to Holes Gap, where we walked, swam, ate, and slept on repeat for the whole week. First full year in our new apartment, where we saw so many amazing sunrises and sunsets, lived the city life every week, and learnt so much about each other, falling more and more in love. Also learnt that Hamish is a big clean freak. Watched the super blue blood moon and got my photo retweeted by Canon Australia. Went ice skating with Shannon and decided we weren't great at it. Also had a super fun day at Mooba watching the Birdman rally with my family. Stayed at White Night till 4:30 a.m, which was a blast. It's fair to say that the fun stuff certainly happens in the early a.m. Spent a double Easter on a 20-hour flight to New York City. We planned to go back to the States so we could see Central Park during the springtime. But to our shock, when we arrived, it snowed and snowed and snowed. I must say, however, it was such a magical experience to see two of my favourite things mixed together, snow and cityscapes. Was finally brave enough to ride on the New York City subway, which was the most amazing experience ever. Spent a couple of hours trying to find the iconic Dumbo photo in the freezing cold, only to find out when I got home I actually took a photo of it, a very zoomed photo of it. Saw Pink live in concert at Madison Square Gardens, which was just amazing. Soaked up every possible minute in the big city before we headed off to Viva Las Vegas. We were blown away by Vegas, the architecture, the culture, the lifestyle, and best of all, the Bellagio. Went to see the Hoover Dam, which was pretty damn boring. Continued on Route 66 to see the Grand Canyon. And then back on a plane to see the locations of my all-time favourite TV show, Full House. Although we didn't see Uncle Jesse, Joey, and Danny, we took in the sights of the Golden Gate Bridge, Alamo Square, Fisherman's Wharf, and even saw a raccoon at Treasure Island. All good things must come to an end where we hop back on a flight to Australia, missing out on our anniversary due to the time zones. On Anzac Day, we went on a family road trip out to Lorne and the Great Ocean Road, where I finally got some long exposures of Hopetoun Falls. Purchased the Zion Crane 2 and took it to Footscray Park to get some video footage. Failed miserably and never have used it since. Quick trip out to Sydney for Vivid as we were dying to stay at the New Sofitel Hotel on Darling Harbour. It was absolutely amazing. The room, the reception, and the infinity pool looking over the harbour. Although it rained and rained the entire of Sydney and Vivid, we still had an amazing time. Then before we knew it, we were back on a plane to somewhere way out of our comfort zone. We were going to a place in a part of the world we never thought we would end up in to see our friends get married. Although we got the biggest cultural shock of our lives, it was pretty cool to still tick off another country and experience. Danced for the very first time since quitting 5 years ago with Shannon. We recreated a dance from when we were kids. Found out about a glow festival 5 minutes away from us, got down and quickly took some awesome photos before the event ended. Went to my very first Canon Collective workshop, which is the exact moment where I started to become a little bit more serious about photography and have this crazy idea to turn this into my new career path. Finally met the ink shooter Bo, one of my biggest landscape photography inspirations, thanks to Samsung Australia. Around came the long weekend where Hamish took me on a surprise getaway out to Mornington Peninsula to visit the hot springs. I absolutely fell in love with the hot springs. Did my very first photo shoot with Miller Grace, where I knew this is exactly what I wanted to start to do and put all my hard work and effort into. The very same day was also another life changer, where I decided to join a photography group called U Melbourne. where I met so many amazing like-minded friends that I would then go on to spend every Sunday with, pushing me to get new content weekly as well as constant networking in the industry. From October onwards, I really buckled down to master my photography and editing and worked with some amazing Melbourne models, including Sunny, Lily and Scarlett, the talented Saffron, Jasper Reed, Victoria and Zia, where we had a lot of fun with bubbles, Montana Buckley, and two of my biggest collaborations, one including Varunjani, where we shot 6 beautiful models, and my most recent dance photo shoot in Melbourne CBD. Took the family out to Dalesford and went chasing waterfalls. Went to Port Melbourne for the very first time and we were blown away by this place. Went to the filming of 2019 Ninja Warrior to support Georgia and ran around Melbourne CBD dressed as Japanese tourists for our work breakup. This year I decided to choreograph the coach's dance to Lilo and Stitch to go with the kids' Disney themed dances. Attempted to do Vlogmas again and per usual gave up halfway through. Watched the official lighting of the Melbourne Christmas tree and purchased some hideous Christmas glasses. Varun and I attempted to do a photo shoot in the most amazing location in Wilson's Prom, the Big Drift. Unfortunately, we were super unlucky with gale force winds and rains during this trip, but it still turned out to be a pretty awesome experience. Saw some amazing Christmas lights that we hadn't seen before and saw the most amazing firework display at Como Park. Went on a photography road trip to Marysville and took some awesome photos. Went bowling, but yet for some reason there is no video footage of my strike. Trust me, it happened. Tried to take some Brandon Waffle arcade styled shots and attempted to model. My sister turned 18 and we spent Christmas Eve with the family watching the fireworks. Before we knew it, it was Christmas. After being banned from plane spotting for the year, I snuck in one lucky trip at the end of the year. Spent the last few days of 2018 in Warpton before driving home an hour before midnight to see the New Year's Eve fireworks. And once again started the year in a place we call Home Sweet Home. Reflecting over the year 2018 was certainly a great year for me, and I am looking so forward to what 2019 holds for me.